I spit lyrics with this spectaculars. How they rate my vernacular. Bring it full throttle for the ones that be acting up. Raised in the hood, got that OG wisdom.
Are you distraught?
I'm good.
So, thank you, my brother, for joining me today on Worldwide Entertainment TV.
You're finally here.
Yeah.
Been a minute.
I mean, you've been working hard enough to get here.
No doubt. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It is actually my pleasure. So, I mean, we got history. We go back. We've been in the trenches together,
We from the same city.
Playing in the sand park and everything. But tell everyone who you are and where you're from.
What up, everybody? My name is Destruct from Yonkers, New York. Been doing it for a minute. You know what I mean? I'm rap artist first artist, label owner of Xplosive Records, my own record label. First artist on that. Also a cast member of a hit off-Broadway show, Ghetto Chronicles, hip-hop musical review, which had 6 sold-out shows since I joined it. So I'm 2 years in on that. And look out for me on the movie screen soon. Doing a lot.
Yes. Yeah, so we're gonna get into that whole situation because it seemed very interested and I seen you doing it and I want to dig into that a little bit more. But tell us about Destruct as an artist. How did you get started and who were some of your biggest influences?
Well, I first got started and it started as a way to vent at first. I had a lot of frustration in me as a kid. And my father, I would just stay to myself. I would keep a lot of things bottled up. And my father would always tell me, like, listen, you gotta start expressing yourself because if you keep things inside all the time, you're gonna end up snapping one day. You're gonna end up in jail. So that's kind of how my name Destruct came along. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that's the real reason behind it. But over time, me venting, it developed into an actual skill.
Mm-hmm.
So now my name Destruct, it's a metaphor describing how dangerous I am on the mic.
All right now, all right.
Yeah.
And saying that what you just said about, being young, not being able to express yourself, do you feel like in today's communities and in today's environments, that is the basis for most of the violence that occurs among our young people?
Well, I think it's a mixture of things. One thing, the parenting is different than when we was growing up. And also, the youth is different than us. We all had that era where we like, I want to hear the old heads, whatever. But we still have some type of respect for the older people.
Yeah.
The newer generation is less respect.
Yeah.
So as you start trying to tell them, put them on the right path, you preaching, you old, you don't know what you're talking about, they ain't hearing you, blocking you out. For the most part. And it's always been that way, but it's worse than it's ever been now.
Yeah.
So and it's crazy. It's unfortunate. It's like it's these kids today, they're not thinking about if something happened to them, the heartbreak of their loved ones. They're thinking about these new kids want to be immortalized. It's like they want to die young and be immortalized rather than living to an old age.
Right.
It should have sad.
It's very sad. And I was just saying to my daughter earlier, like it takes a lot of heart to take someone's life. And I don't think that it's being done in a heartfelt way. It's actually being done heartlessly. Like, what gives you the right to feel like I'm going to go out and look for someone with a gun? I'm going to shoot up this neighborhood. I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill her. Like, it is so regular now. It took a lot back when we was growing up. If somebody got stabbed, that was really, really bad. And the person that stabbed you, everybody knew they was crazy and you shouldn't have been messing with that person. But now it's like anything can happen to you. from anybody, and nobody has regard for human life. Do you feel like that?
I feel exactly like that. So I barely,
Yeah.
if I don't got a purpose outside, I don't be outside.
And that's a shame that we can't even come outside no more.
You remember how we was when we was young? We was out.
Outside everywhere.
And if our parents was around, our parents' friends was like our parents. Everybody watched each other's kids. We was good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even think
Yeah.
about sending your little 4-year-old, 5-year-old outside by itself.
Right.
Even if it's out in the front,
Right.
you ain't with it. Now you can't.
Right.
It's crazy.
As an adult, I don't want to go outside. I get invited to all types of things, events,
Yeah, I'm
but
good.
I have to think about my safety first. And I mean, what type of crowd
You
is
got to
this? What
know
type of
who's
environment?
there, whose event is it, who's coming.
Are they using drugs? Do they have guns? Like, what is going to be the outcome of this night?
What's the security
And
looking
it's really
like?
scary. Yeah, it's really, really scary. So, growing up in Yonkers, what was that like for you?
It was a mixture of good and bad, but it's like the kids that nowadays they couldn't deal with what we dealt with. It was like life was good and bad. You can't have too much of one. The world ain't the same everywhere.
Right.
So the things now that they're trying to stop people from talking about kind of could save your life. Because now, if you don't get the tough love that you need to be toughened up out here. It's an aggressive world.
Yes.
So now, if you teaching your kid everything is fine, it's all rainbows and all that, that first time somebody's mean to them, they won't know how to handle it. They end up slitting their damn wrists over the shit. You don't know. Like, you got to teach your kids everything. We were taught.
Yeah, they getting a false reality.
You came outside, you had to do that bullied you. You had to do that snapped on you or whatever. You had to either deal with it every day or you snap back at them, fend for yourself. You give it as good as you get it. That's just
Right.
what it was. It's no feelings out here.
None.
If you don't say nothing, you catch feelings, somebody start messing with you, and you sit up there and cry, whatever, guess what? He's coming back at you the next day.
Every day.
You got two choices. Either let them keep doing it or you fight back.
Right.
And when I
Yeah, we
found
was
out,
definitely raised that way.
yeah, that's
You
from
had
the
to
family.
find your common ground in the world, whether you
No
was
doubt.
going to be a part of this or whether you was going to be a sucker or not.
Yeah, you know how it is in the hood, man. They pray. They pray on the weak.
Yeah, they definitely
There's no,
do.
oh, let me stop. He don't like it. I'm gonna stop. No, we're gonna go in on him every day. He a lick now. Now you a lick. Now we gonna look for you every day.
Can't wait for you to come outside.
Yeah. Wait, we're gonna catch it. You gonna get his lunch money? All that every day.
Do you feel like growing up in Yonkers and the things that you went through had an influence on your music?
Definitely. 100%. Like I said, when I was younger, I had a lot of problems inside the house. A lot of people thought, because it's so rare where we lived at, that when hold on one second, sorry.
You are now tuned in to Miss Goldi to You, Worldwide Entertainment TV. Make sure you tune in. Hit that subscribe button.
Excuse me, that phone started ringing, started messing up our interview. So I get
That's
rid
what
of
happens when you're booked.
it. It'll ring all day. Say hating, man. There's probably some stupid spam people. But anyway, like I said, when I was coming up, it was very rare, especially where we're from, having a mother and a father in the same household. I was one of those people. So a lot of people just thought automatically everything was good.
Yeah,
Because
you
a lot
was
of the people
lucky.
that live where I live didn't have that. They either had the mother or the father.
Right.
Some of them didn't have neither. They were living with their aunt or their grandma or something.
Right.
I was one of the few, but it's just still we went through our shit in the house too. It was a lot of stuff going on in there that affected me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of frustrations in me, and through rap, through music, and through sports, I was able to channel that aggression So I'm one of the few lucky young black men that I ain't never been arrested or nothing like that. That helped me. That helped me channel
Excellent.
that anger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to feel. My brother was asking me the other day. He's like, "Yo, I just wonder something. Like, how come you never got in trouble? You was out in the streets and everything too." I'm just thinking that, like, you really never got in trouble. I just was like, "Yo, I just know how to move. That's just
Right.
on. That's why I could explain it to you. And I got good instincts. When I feel like something is funny, I'm out. Like
Right.
everybody, I'll talk to you later. Good seeing you. I keep it moving." And
Right.
that's the best I could tell them, you know. But everybody got their own way of dealing with stuff. That was my way. And by the graces of God, I never had to do a day in jail because of the way I dealt with my frustrations. I had that same
Right.
energy most of the people from where we from have. I'm not better than nobody. Like I'm not an angel, but I was able to channel it through sports and through music.
And that was definitely a blessing because in a lot of not only our community, but a lot of urban and low income communities don't have those outlets. They
Yeah.
don't have anything else for the kids to do. And then they wonder why the kids don't go to school. It's because once you get to middle school,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you start getting jumped. And that's when things change for you at school. So it's like school, that's fair ground. Like anybody can get you at school. So they don't go to school. They just stay in their neighborhoods where they feel more protective. And it kind of breaks my heart sometimes because growing up, we went to every neighborhood. Like you had a dude, you had a chick that you had in every block. Like I'm gonna go over here and see this one, and we gonna walk here. I was telling someone how we would walk the whole town.
It's a
You and your
fact.
friends get dressed,
You ain't
and
had to
y'all
worry
go
about
from y'all
nothing.
block to the next block to the
And
next block to the
it
next
was
block.
just as rough as it is now, but it was a certain level of respect back then.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? For the
right,
most part, if you know, we know her, that's such and such people's, whatever. We both got big families, so
right,
everybody know everybody. Our families went to school together.
right.
It's like a thing, like
It's like you almost everybody's related in some way.
basically, exactly,
Our lives have been intertwined.
exactly,
And
exactly.
it makes me sad when we go to funerals, especially of murder victims, and both families may be there because your
And
family
some
grew
of
up
these
with the
people were
family that
probably
took them off.
friends or know each other, like really know each other now, and they got to deal with this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, our community is heavily affected. So, who were some of your influences in music?
Well, I know I got a lot of. I got to keep it 100, but I got a lot of flack for it when I first started coming out with the raps. But I'm gonna keep it 100. I always have respect for all my YO people. Always. Shout out to RPX. You see, I'm rocking them right now.
Yes,
Son,
I'm loving
all
that
day.
shirt.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're looking. LOX, of course. But I was more partial back then. My favorite MCs were the Queensbridge dudes, like Nas, Mobb Deep, Onyx, Queens, Southside Jamaica. Those are the group. Actually, Onyx was the first group that made me actually want to rap myself.
Really?
That was the first album I ever got. I had to sneak. I was dumb young. I had to sneak it from my parents. My mother would have known I had that joint. I paid for it with my own money, but she didn't know I had it for like a year. The Back the Fuck Up album. You know how reckless they was with the mouth. I'm a little boy with that album, but that just made something click in me that make me want to do it for myself. I got respect for all the people that came before, like the Slick Rick, Rakim, but I was way too young to be
Mhm.
influenced by them. As a rapper, I knew of them.
Uh-huh.
I was always in the rap, hip hop, but as far as when I wanted to do it for myself, the group that did it for me was the Onyx group. And then, of course, MOP, Black Moon, Smith and Wesson, the whole boot camp, Wu-Tang Clan, of course. There's so many to name. Lost Boys. I
And
took
that's
little bits from
different. That
everybody.
that is different because I mean those people that you mentioned have definitely had a major impact on hip hop, and I don't feel like they got the recognition and got the fame and the glory that they
Now, you know
should.
what it was, though? It was the Mecca. New York is the Mecca. And we just so dope with this music. We so dope with rapping. We like kind of spoiled. It's like every borough got a hot. We came up on the era where it could be a dude on the corner that didn't get signed. That's mad nice. Just off the strength of him just doing it for the love of it. That'll tear niggas apart.
Right.
Nobody ever heard of. That's the
Right.
era we from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was all about the skills of us. And
Yeah.
back then, you couldn't dare sound like another dude.
Right.
It took me a while to warm up to the new way. I understand now. I'm more in tune with them. I'm not going to say I love all of it, but I learned from them too, because I'm always going to be a student in the game. As long as I'm going to be in it, you got to learn how to evolve and place yourself where you need to place yourself. That's part of being an MC too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting in different rooms.
Right.
Not being stubborn, because I was stubborn as hell when this new wave came. I was like, nah, these niggas is mumbling. Why they singing so much? Why everybody using auto-tune? I understand. I get it though, but Irv Gotti said it best. Like, I agree with Irv Gotti said. Like, what can the new generation say after Pac, Big, Nas, Jay-Z? What you gonna say after that?
It's not left to be said.
There's nothing to be said. You gotta maneuver around and do your own thing. I get it now. I understand that. And I think that was the best assessment of it. Because what are you gonna say after that?
How do you feel like, because like we do come from different eras of hip hop, and and the way hip hop is going right now, I don't really consider it hip hop. I consider it like they're rock stars and this trap music and everything. I don't think that they should be bottled in the same package as
hip hop and R&B is
like
intertwined.
They are totally different from what hip hop stands for. Hip hop is a lifestyle. It's a culture. It was about education. It was about your neighborhood, your environment. Right now, that this rock and roll.
It's me. Everything is me, myself, and I. It's very selfish right now.
It's very selfish. It's very degrading. It's actually encouraging the younger generation to do the most perverse things.
It's
like
on purpose.
Killing,
it's on purpose,
using
though.
drugs.
You know that.
If you was on drugs back in the days, you didn't want nobody to know. If you was on
matter of
anything
fact,
besides
the only drug rappers was on when we was little, when we was younger. Only drug rappers was smoking weed.
Smoking weed.
These new rappers was really on drugs.
Yeah, they was drinking beer, drinking 40.
These new dudes is on real drugs.
They on real drugs.
Real drugs. Like even shit that we wouldn't touch. We didn't even sell the shit that they smoke. They doing now. It's crazy. Yo, they on some perks. I'm like, I ain't heard of a perk till I was grown. I'm like, perks?
Right.
These little dudes is popping perks? Wow.
Drinking stuff, taking
K2?
stuff. They dosing themselves and
the lean thing is crazy. Everyone want to drink lean. I'm like, I wouldn't dare drink lean. What? I'm gonna drink some cough syrup with nalators in it and whatever the hell they put. That sounds stupid to me.
And
that's sweet on top of sweet, and then you wonder why your teeth came out. You're a young dude with no teeth and a heavy drug problem.
So what has it been like for you in the entertainment industry? I mean, people don't really talk about the grind. They mostly want to just show the glory. So I know when a lot of artists, I deal with a lot of new artists, and they think, if I get me a hot record and I'm going to go viral, like they think it's just that simple. And you can't educate people that don't want to be educated. But for the ones that do want the education on what the industry is really like, I try to tell them, what has the music industry been like for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, for me, it's great for me because I move differently. Like, I don't like the feeling of having a boss in this shit, so I don't have one. Mm-hmm. I've been there when I was younger. I don't like being told what to do when it comes to my music, because I got a good idea of what I want to do. I'm open to suggestions and stuff like that, but you're not going to tell me what type of music I'm gonna make. That has
Right.
to be my choice. You can give me ideas of what type of songs to make. You're not gonna tell me what kind of artist I'm gonna be, what image I'm gonna have, because I'm a moody artist. I'm all over the place with it. I'm not in the same mood. My music don't sound the same all the way through. That's
Right.
just me. I got different layers to me, and my music
Right.
reflects that. I could party with you. I could say some things that I'm really on my mind. If you want to go on some rapidy rap and show my lyrical ability, I could do that. I got a lot of ways to me. There's no limit to how I do my music. So the industry is great to me because I'm my own boss, and I
That's right.
do it as I see fit. You know what I'm saying? If I couldn't
Right.
do it the
Right.
way I wanted to, it would turn me off to it.
So, what type of artists have you worked with this far, and who would you like to work with?
I like challenging myself, so I would like to work with an artist that's not a rapper. Like I like doing collabs with people from different genres too, because I could do that too. I like the challenge of it. I
Right.
would
Right.
like to do that. I don't have nobody up top. Anybody that want to work with me, and I see a great song coming out of it, I'm down to work.
That's
I
good.
stick
That's
to my
good.
camp. There's nobody outside my real camp that I really work with. Like I got a few guest artists on my album. You know my brother Civil War. He's on my
Shout
album.
out to him.
Shout out to him. Got my man from Harlem, a young boy Coty, young
Shout out to
Dominican
him.
dude. He on the Stretch and Flex single, which is out.
Hmm.
Shout out to K2K from Africa. We got
Yeah.
2 nominations. I got 2 nominations working with him at the Intercontinental Music Awards. 2 nominations with him. 2 songs we did together.
And that's really deep and really big because most people stay within their hood. And
Mm-hmm.
what was it like to collaborate with an overseas artist?
That was something that needed to happen because I've never done that. And I was like that too at one point. I was on that, I'm going to stick to the boom bap, hip hop, but it's the reality of the situation. It's not like that no more. Music has changed, but I'm still going to bring me to the new way. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
a lot of artists, you see, as you've seen, a lot of rap artists did music with guys doing the Afro beats. And it shit sound hot. It was a dope mix.
Afrobeats is big right now.
It's a dope mix. With
Yeah,
the
Afrobeats
right
is
rapper and
definitely
the right
big.
artist, it's dope.
And
So,
tell everyone what's the name of that single and how they can find it.
the single that I got the nomination for is called "Blessings," featuring K2K. It's on all platforms. The videos on YouTube. That was the first song I released on my label. Set off my label with that joint, and it was a great look for me. Like I got a lot of new fans, a lot of new supporters off the strength of that one song. Since then,
Let's go.
the label been in existence for 1.5 years now.
Yeah,
Since
tell
then,
us
I dropped.
about the label and where do you see the label in the next 2 years and what do you have planned?
Well, what I have planned right now, I'm trying to drop this album. It's called No Substitute. It's probably going to be out middle of next year, maybe in the summer. Because that Liddy single that I just dropped is just too hot. Like I gotta keep pushing back my album now because that song is moving. So, and I got to do the video for that when I get some time. You see, I'm busy, but what I would like to do in 2 years, I would like to have it where I have at least 1 or 2 artists that I sign, and I'm putting them out and doing what I'm doing for myself for them.
Right.
Like I got a lot of people wanting me to sign them, but I keep it real with them. I'm too active to have an artist right now.
Right.
I'm not going to be that guy that signed an artist and have them sitting there. I didn't like that when it was done to me. I'm not going to do that to nobody. When I have an artist, they about to come out. They about to work. You know what I'm saying? Like they're about to be in their publications. They're going to have videos. They're going to have interviews. You're going to see them. The way you see me, you're going to see them. I'm going to be straight CEO mode.
How important do you feel that the right artist having the right representation? How important is that to an artist's career?
It's very important, but it has to be the right person. Because some of these guys, they want to be bigger than the artist. They want to be in camera more than the artist. You got to really know who you getting in bed with this shit. Because a lot of these people want to live vicariously through you, and they don't want to do their job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you management, you behind the scenes, you let the artist shine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be competing with the artist for popularity and be like, oh, I'm here, the artist is down here. It's not how this works. It's not how it's supposed to work. In some cases, it's like that. But at the same time, too, artists need to understand this is a business. If you're in a situation where you're blessed to be signed by a major label when they want to throw money at you, it's not a friendship. It is a loan. They want their money back.
Yes.
They only give you that money because they believe they're going to get a return on it.
Right.
So, saying that, the manager, the management, they're not a bank. They're not supposed to be funding your shit. If they're doing that, they're doing that out the kindness of their heart. They believe in you. They want their money back too.
Right.
They want their money back too. Know that.
Right.
Because I had conversations with people that I don't understand why you getting any percentage. I'm like, dog, all right, you on a track that you didn't pay for. That's one. You in a studio session you did not pay for. This shit ain't free.
Right.
That engineer has to be paid. Recording, mixing, mastering costs money. You came in here with a damn hat. No money. You got a hat. That's it. And you talking about, oh, why are you getting this and that percentage? Can't be serious. They be serious about that. They want
it's an investment.
All the profit. All the profit. Don't want to put no money in.
Yeah, it's an investment. People that believe in you make an investment, like you said, because they're hoping for a return. And a lot of artists think that because they have a manager that you just got a daddy or something. Like, no.
Yeah. Oh, you're my manager, so you're supposed to do that. Like, no. The manager has a clear job. They do whatever they do to get you in the best position to make money.
Right.
So they guide your career in the right direction. They don't get paid until you get paid.
15% of nothing is nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
They don't get paid till you get paid.
Right.
Some of these managers be having artists giving them retainers and all that shit. You got to watch that too, artists. If you're paying a monthly retainer to a manager, you ain't making no money. That's weird. And you need to not do that. I'm in here crazy stories from artists. I'm about to blow all this shit. Like, that's not how it goes. Monthly, you paying monthly retainer, you ain't making no bread, but your manager getting paid. You paying rent for the manager, like type shit.
I mean,
when I heard that, I'm like, what?
It's all a hustle at the end of the day. Artists that's why I love our company so much, because artists are getting hustled and they're not receiving what they're being hustled for. It's like you paying into a dream that'll never become reality. And I feel like knowing the business and knowing what you're doing, or even knowing what you hired someone to do, and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, whoever's representing you. And relationships are more key than money. So if you have representation that doesn't have relationships, it's like they have no juice and you don't have juice either.
Shout out to my bro
Showtime
who's managing me. Shout out to my bro Showtime. He's just like you said, because of him, he got me in doors I would never get into because of his relationship. Him being a media presence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He manages me. He's put me in rooms, and I got relationships off the strength of him with guys.
Right. And that's what it's about, building those business relationships. Do you have any, what can I say, maybe horror stories in your journey, or any regrets?
No, I have no horror stories, because like I said, I move differently. I see a spooky person, I stay away from the spooky person. My energy's different. I can just feel it. I'm like, no, this dude ain't right. I'm going over here. People don't want to follow me. They're, oh, you. I'm like, then they see it later. I tried to tell you a year ago, but they energy be off. That's not my fault. But now I have no regrets because everything I went through made me smarter, and it got me in a position where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have went through it, I'll probably be signed to somebody and not be my own boss, not have my own company, not be able to call my own shots.
Right.
So I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything. I would do it all over again the same way.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's good. That's definitely good to hear. So talk to me about the album.
Well, the album, I keep thinking I got it all done, but then like I said, I got to keep pushing it back. And when I push it back, I think of new music. But the album is gonna be fire regardless. You're gonna hear stuff you wouldn't expect me to rap on. That's one thing I like about myself too. I can go away from my regular style because I'm a boom bap 90s dude at heart. That's me first and foremost. I'm always have that for my day ones, and for myself, I'm gonna always have that on my album.
Right.
Like that's the fact. That's just gonna happen like that. But I also have some of the newer type beats that these kids rhyme on now. I can let them know I could get in there with them too, but it's still my way. I'm never gonna mumble. I'm always gonna make sense when I rap, though. I'm not gonna go that far to say anything and be wild. I got too much respect for the craft to do that. But I can alter my style. I can do some of the current sound and stuff.
So you
I got a lot of
incorporated versatility.
Yes, very much. Yeah.
And that's good when you can come out your box and you could come out your bag, because I know for me, I'm a boombacker. I'm a 4 count, and I'm always on the 4 count, and I stay on the 4 count. And they like, Goldi, you got to dip in and out the lanes. No,
that was me in the beginning. I was rapping straight like that on the show. He's like, no, but you ain't doing it. I'm like, I rapped on it though. But I understand it now, what they were saying. I'm like, all right. But I'm always going to be partial to my era, though. I'm always going to be partial to my era. But I
love the 4
I get it. I'm more tuned with what's going on. I take some of their slang words.
That's what separates the old school from the new school, because the old school is on the 4 count. The new school is just, they driving fast.
But the funny thing is, the funny thing about that, when you hear one of these new sounding rappers rap on one of our tracks and they be drowning, they can't do it. I'm like, it's easier to rap on that. Why do you sound like that? Like, for instance, like the way, like I like Moneybagg Yo. I like his rap. I like his music. But when he got on that beat, that beat he got on, sounded way different. You understand what I'm saying? That's not his lane. That's not his energy.
Right.
He used it because that's a popular beat. And that's automatic hit. You use that track. Ashanti killed that. Biggie killed that. So that's a no-brainer. You gotta, if you get cleared to use that sample, you gotta use that. But I said it publicly. People got mad at me, but I don't care. I'm like, no, that wasn't hitting to me the way he used it.
We can hang with them, but they might can't hang with us.
No, that was that proof of it. Did you hear that song? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You agree with him? What I'm saying? Did you hear?
Yeah.
It was like when he had to hit those pockets. When he had to hit those pockets.
We can go forward, but they can't come backwards.
No, because that's the beauty of the 90s era. We good. If we want to, we can mesh anywhere.
Right.
If we get out of our own way and be like, no, F these new dudes. If we really want to, we can fit. That's the beauty of our era.
Right.
80s and 90s rappers, real lyricists. Like, we can do that shit.
How did you feel about the Dipset Locks versus battle?
I knew he was gonna bring that up. That was lovely. That was lovely. Kiss made Yonkers the city when he did that. The Locks made that Yonkers is the city for that. It was amazing. I watched it like twice. I never watched a Verzuz twice, a long one anyway. It was
Right.
amazing. It was
It
just,
was worth it.
yeah, it was like a whole show. I really
Yeah,
wish
it
Dipset,
was so worth it.
I wish Dipset would have took it more seriously.
Mhm.
Because you know they took it, sir. They did that shit like they was doing a real concert.
Right.
And Dipset was just playing. They was playing.
Yeah, they was definitely clowning, and they don't. They did. What they don't know is that's what the streets of Yonkers is like. A battle, a battleground. It's a battlefield. You better come the nicest, and you better not say nothing stupid because the whole block is watching you,
Exactly.
and you better not fumble
the
this ball.
locks is like the governors of the streets. Like you can't play with them on the streets. And this is one thing I tell people when setting up these verses, people look at the commercial shit. I'm like, it's different when you're listening to a song without comparing it to something else. You're just taking it for what it is. It's a different energy when you're putting a song up against another song. It's different.
Right.
So everybody's like, Dipset was the more commercially successful. They got more radio play and all that shit. I'm like, you're looking at it the wrong way.
Right.
How did you're not gonna feel Dipset over no D Block shit. It's not the same level. Dipset is dope for what they do. They got their own lane. D Block, the Locks, Kiss, all is different.
Right.
And you saw it. Same shit when
They are the streets.
you just feel it different. It's just and that's what happened with when Kiss went against Fab. Because I had them neck and neck as far as lyricists.
Mm-hmm.
I love them both the same way, but Kiss showed the difference in that verses. Like, no, it's different. He slaughtered him. I didn't see that happen. I was like, yo, he's really killing him.
We don't never come to play, do we?
Never.
No, the underdog never comes to play. And
Nah.
you know, we Yonkers always had a point to prove. They call us the Lost Borough, whatever they call us, but we our own city. New York City. It was
a time where it wasn't cool to be from Yonkers in the music industry.
Yeah.
There was people saying they was from the Bronx. We know who, but yeah. I was like, word, the Bronx. I saw that. I was like, wow, okay. But
I mean, it was a part of the escape route of how I'm gonna detach myself from this. Or Yonkers is kind of like Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. It's like, who could anything good come out of Yonkers? So that's the way they looked at it. And the artists that we did have bust out, they was like so broken and so grungy that it made it seem like we came from a real place of hurt and struggle and pain.
That's
and even
the greatest artists, though.
I traveled around the world, and nobody got a swag like Yonkers or New York, period. No city and state I've been in got that same type of swag.
That's why I kind of got tight.
The bums is broke because they come out with the outfit on. You think they got money in their pocket? They didn't have that outfit on for a week, but they look good. They got on the new sneakers. They got the hat to match. They got them a nice coat, but probably sleeping in the hallway. So and Yonkers,
that's a fact. Or they have like $200 jeans on, all that shit, but be starving like a motherfucker. Don't got no money in their pocket, can't eat. Asking like a bite of your pizza or some shit.
Yeah, can I have a cigarette? Let me get a cigarette.
I'm like, nigga, pawn your pants. I'm not giving you shit.
Pawn your pants.
Your pants are $300. You asked me for $1. I can't with you. But yeah, you're right.
That's what it's been. So tell me about this play and what role did you play?
Yeah. Yo, shout out to D Witt, director, choreographer, producer of the play. Dwayne Whitley, aka D Witt. Been in the industry for like over 30 years. He's a professional choreographer. Used to background sing for the R&B singer Joe back in the day. He's traveled the world with him. This show was just so big. Even through the pandemic, we found a way. We still had shows during the pandemic. Shout out to Shaniqua Charles, who was going for the district in the Bronx, running for office. She had a community space on Webster. She was a big fan of the show. She let us have shows last year. We had 2 shows there, two successful shows there. We had 2 in Manhattan, one in July. We just had one last month. The one last month was sold out. We did it for educators. We're trying to do a school tour now.
So without giving away any of the good parts, what is it about?
It's an emotional roller coaster, man. It's like basically, in a nutshell, it's about the experiences of our people in America. So you need to make a show, definitely. That's why I'm trying to see when you're coming up here, try to correspond it with you. You know what I'm saying? Or we could talk about us coming down there doing the show for you people over there.
Say that.
That would be actually better because to get it out of New York or somewhere, because a lot of people need this show. It's heartbreaking moments in the show. It's funny moments. It's controversial moments. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. It's a lot.
We definitely got to talk about that. We are with networking, branding, and moving things along, especially when they are, educational and positive to our community and to our talents and to our brands. The industry is definitely into that. Worldwide Entertainment TV definitely supports that. And Miss Goldi definitely supports that. So what role do you play in the play?
I'm in like 90% of the play. Yo. I got my acting skills up for real on that play. I still can't believe I'm a part of that show because this never was in the cards for me being on stage. Right. And I'm like, you know what? I got kind of tricked into it. So I'm going to tell you the story. You know how like when people are looking for a worker, like say for instance, like you see an ad in the paper for like a pizza shop. They'll be like, oh, I'm looking for a delivery driver. Mm-hmm. So then when you start working there, they got you folding boxes and doing other shit that it wasn't on the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah. So I was told by one of the cast members, shout out to Kim Seabrook. She the one that got me in the show. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm looking for a male rapper. He's looking for a male rapper. So I auditioned. He gave me one of the songs to memorize and I auditioned with it. It's one of the most, it was a song in the play called Invisible. Mm-hmm. And it's about a father being absent in his life. He's talking about his father not being there for him. So I did that. I thought I was doing that song, right? Mm-hmm. So the director hits me. He was like, yeah, I really liked it. You did a great job. But I just want to let you know, so you're going to be not just going to be rapping. You're going to be singing. You're going to be doing choreography. When he told me all that shit, I was almost about to not do it. I went to the first rehearsal. I was like, nah, I don't know about all this shit. Like, he had me doing like, not nothing crazy, but the choreography, like little dance steps and little unison stuff. It wasn't crazy, but I was really fighting. I was like, yo, nah, I ain't fucking with this. Like, but then I was like, you know what?
Out your box.
Yeah, I was like, no. Like, I forced myself to stay in it. I'm glad I did. Now I'm a regular. Right. I got like 11 shows under my belt now.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I grew. It helped me with my music. It helped me with my stage presence and my music and my live shows. So, because that's all live. You can't rap over your music. You can't rap over your vocals on that stage. Everything you gotta know. And plus, most of the time we don't use mics because it'd be like a boxed in.
You gotta project.
That's his main word. Yep. Projection, all of that. So, yeah.
I was in a stage play for 3 years, and it was different for me as well because I didn't have experience as a thespian, but I'm a good reader. So I read for the role, and it was the role of the first lady. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna be the pastor's wife. I'm so ratchet. So I, like you said, is once you live. And I was the first person in the opening act. So I took the stage by myself. I'm the first person when the curtain come up. So I always had to set the tone for the show. And if I dropped the ball, it dropped every other, like it would drag the other scenes. But me putting shout out to Hope Hollingsworth Coaxum as well. It was Never Judge a Book by Its Cover. And everyone that was in that play, Anthony Flamia was in that play. That he's on a show right now on TV. What is it called? I forgot. It's like some Avatar they're singing. So he's from Yonkers. He's on that. It just was a lot of great people in that play. And I mean, real singers, real actors. And here I am. I'm a rapper. I'm the only rapper. I don't have the acting experience, but I learned so much. And I learned you got to keep rolling. If you lose your lines, you better go find them and come right back.
It's like it didn't happen. You don't even acknowledge it, yo. It didn't happen. Because the people don't know.
People don't know.
Only way they know is if you let them know that you fucked up.
You let them know you messed up. So you better act like that was a part of the act. And we actually used to watch the play on every show and all because we never knew who was going to say what or how they was going to do it this time. And it was really, like you said, a great experience. And I feel like us as artists, hip hop artists, that we shouldn't box ourselves into what we can and can't do. Because
you never know where that bag is going to come from, man.
Yeah.
Look at all of our heroes in hip hop. What they doing now? LL was on TV. He on NCIS. That's a hip hop legend.
Ice-T. You got 50
Ice-T is
Cent
too
up
old
the film industry.
That's too old now. on what is it? Law and Order.
Yeah.
Regular. My son loved Ice-T.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. He from over here, really. He from Jersey. I was like giving him the little history of Ice-T. But it's cool to see my son embracing the older guys too. Like he's different from the guys his age. Because I taught him a certain way. I don't force nothing on him, but I taught him. I'm like, hey, look, this is some of the stuff that I watched when I was younger. This is some of the music. He loved Ice Cube. Cube was like one of his favorite rappers.
Really?
Yeah. And he gives me honest assessments. Like, if one of the new dudes do a song, he's like, look, all right, I know they ain't saying nothing, but the songs are mad catchy and fun. So I respect it when he likes the song, because he'll give me an honest assessment on it. Ain't gonna be just like, oh, they saying crazy shit. Because ain't none of them saying crazy shit. It's just a catchy beat, catchy hook, and it's all about having fun. I get it.
It's no lyrical, it's no bars being dropped.
There is, I ain't gonna say none, it's less. It's less important than it ever was. That's I'm gonna say that. So
it's not
now the ones that are actually rapping. Say again?
It's not as important to be a lyricist anymore.
No. So now the ones that are actually rapping, they look way better like than everybody that's out, because it ain't too much lyricism now.
Right.
So like, I'm not taking it away. They are dope, but I always tell them, like, look, that ain't nothing new to me. When I came up, everybody was a monster. Like,
right.
It's different. They stand out more because most of these dudes that do music don't rap like that. They're not.
They rock stars. Lyrically.
So on some rock star shit, exactly.
They rocking the crowd. They rocking the club. They rocking. They not.
So about having fun.
Educating.
Having fun. I get it.
Yeah, they having fun. Oh,
but you ain't gonna sit up and tell me you nice though. You ain't nice. But nice. I like the song.
But you having fun though.
Yeah. I don't want to hear lyrics in the club though. I don't want to hear lyrics in the club. I want to dance. I want to have a good time. Like, whatever. Like,
I want to dance.
Time and place.
Right. It makes sense, actually. It does make sense.
Like, I don't want to listen. I want to be in the club and hear. It ain't hard to tell by now. Like,
yeah, like, you ain't in the club. So
yeah, exactly.
How old is your son?
23. He's about to graduate college. This is last semester.
So what is it like for you as a black man, raising a black man?
Like I said, it's like a lot of parents, they get blamed for the kids and stuff, but you got to give the kids credit too. Like, I had a good kid. So I didn't really have to like really grab my kid by the coattails. He had respect for me. He messed up. He apologized for it or whatever. We spoke. He didn't repeat his mistakes. I kept him out of jail too. I was lucky for that because I live where I live at now. Ain't too many of us up here.
Right.
And I taught him that at an early age. I'm like, look, your friends is your friends or whatever. I don't care what color they are, as long as they respect you, you respect them. Y'all good or whatever. But just know something pop off or whatever around here, and you're around some nonsense, you a suspect. Know that.
Right.
You're gonna be the first person they looking at.
Yep.
And I always make sure he knew that.
Might be the only person they looking at.
That's a fact. Because
Even
most
if
of
you
the
didn't
time,
do
he's
it.
the only other black dude in his
Right.
crew. Because I live in Pleasantville, New York now.
Right.
Which is like 98% white people, pretty much.
It's probably.
I'll get real
black
shocked if I
people.
see another dark skin. I'll be like, oh. But it's like that. It's a few of us now, few Spanish people too, but
right.
For the most part. And I've been up here for like about going on almost 17 years. I've been here.
Mm-hmm. But
nobody knows
good.
me. Nobody knows me up here. I go to work, I speak. I don't hang outside, I don't mingle. I go to work, come home. Because I know how people get down. When stuff go left,
it was the black guy.
The crazy thing, even with all I said, as good as this area is, I went outside one day. I got pulled over by a cop. Immediately. There happened to be a home invasion across the street from me. Only thing that saved me is my address on my license. Because you fit the description, there was a home invasion. See what I'm saying? That was the only one time anything ever happened to me around here.
And what was the description? Black?
That's all it could have been. Blackity black. Yeah, exactly.
They was black.
And
there's only 2 black people live here.
On my block too. As soon as I hit the corner, cop pulled up right behind me. He thought he was about to get a reward for my ass the way he pulled up. He pulled up crazy. I didn't even see him on my block when I turned. He just came around and was like, oh. And he's like, yo, let me see your license. As soon as he saw my address, it was a wrap. I'll have to be the dumbest person in the world to be a part of a home invasion on my block.
Across the street.
Across the street. Exactly. And it was done so crazy because I didn't even know anything happened.
Right.
But yeah, that was only one time some crooked thing happened around here. But,
Kevin, do you have any questions for Destruct?
Well,
what's going on, man?
No, you guys have been answering. I kind of agree with a lot of what you're saying.
Appreciate it.
When it comes to the lyricism, but you're right.
It's still important.
It's like cut in half when they're doing the lyrics and they repeat more.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the studio with them and it's like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're an engineer?
No, we have a studio. My brother and cousin sister had a studio.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of artists in Toronto came up through that studio too.
Okay.
And I see the difference. Like some of the newer guys that are like out now, like Pressa and those guys. They used to come to our producer.
Wow.
So
that's history. That's dope.
Yeah. So nice. I completely understand where
you're coming from. You hear the repetitiveness. You're like, oh my God, again?
Yeah.
I know. I've been in studio sessions where I come a little early and the first artist not finished yet. And I wish I brought my headphones sometime, man. I'm like, I can't. It brings me down. Like, I'm like, and I see the engineer getting mad because they don't know their lyrics. They want to keep going over.
Yeah, because I
think some of the technique come back when you know it.
The copy and paste technique too. It also made some of the rappers get a little lazy too. Because before you had to like all over again.
I can't get with this. Reading off your phone. That's blasphemy to me. Like, I'm like, you got your phone up to the mic in the studio? I seen somebody on stage with their phone rapping. And the Y one time, it was a little talent show. I was like, word. Had the little BlackBerry.
Ready.
Had the BlackBerry and was like, I'm like, when was that okay? It's all right. In the studio, I can tolerate it. On stage live, you got your BlackBerry.
The rappers.
Who's doing
they wrap
that?
it up teleprompters now.
Basically, might as well. I don't know, man.
So Kevin is the motor behind the engine of Worldwide Entertainment TV. He loves to play the background. Sometimes we got to throw him in the front.
Yeah.
But you know, they're in
I just like seeing
Toronto.
the background. Yeah.
He likes the background, but I throw him to the front every now and then. But he has his ear to the ground in Toronto and Canada. They have a lot of fabulous, good artists out there. And
you ain't gotta tell me. I know they fire out there.
Yeah.
Because they fire over here when they come over here.
Right.
My three favorite artists out right now is from there. Weeknd, I love the Weeknd.
Right.
Tory Lanez is incredible to me.
Right.
Yeah, he likes to
Drake.
mix it up.
And Drake, people say what they say about Drake. Nobody better challenge him to a verse. I swear to God, they better leave him alone. Leave that man alone. Only except unless it's Wayne. Unless it's like Wayne or Kanye or Jay-Z.
Yeah, I was going to say those three, yeah.
Yeah, leave them alone. Everybody else just want clickbait. They lie. They don't really want that smoke with him. Nobody.
They don't.
He had 2 minutes. He got a song for every day of the year for like 5 years.
Although I did see people kind of backing off Busta Rhymes. Because Busta's saying he's asking for a verses and no one wants to step up.
That's as far as hip-hop go. And a live setting, you got to leave Busta Rhymes alone.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because the format changed. In the beginning of the verses, when they're in the front of the computer, when they're doing it like this, you play a song, I play a song, that's different.
Yeah.
But now, it's live stage. And if he has Flip Star next to him, no. No. It's going to go left. And that's why he wants it so bad, because he knows better.
He knows. I know, he knows. Yeah, he knows.
He knows what he's gonna do. Them two together. You seen what Snoop Dogg said, right? He says 2 people I will not do a show after. Busta Rhymes and Flip Star. It's like I did a few shows with them.
You saw T.I. didn't want the challenge too.
He knew better.
So y'all think there's nobody out there?
He tried to make it
nobody out there to get with Busta Rhymes?
Hip hop wise, no. And anybody that could don't have the catalog. So we'll have to do a short battle.
Because he has the different decades. That's why.
You gotta have the stage. You gotta have the stage show kind of close to them, and you gotta have the catalog too. Nobody has both to deal with Busta Rhymes.
Right.
So T.I. knew that. He knew better. And he tried to make it like, I respect him. That's my elder. They ain't that much older than him. He ain't that much older. T.I. acting like he a baby or something. Like, he's same age as all of us. He need to relax. He didn't want that smoke, but he don't want to say it. It would have been great for him to go. It would have been great for him to go against Luda if Luda didn't take Nelly for whatever reason that was. That was a battle. You saw it?
Yeah.
No, you know what I noticed?
Nelly was playing music. Nobody knew what the hell it was.
Right.
I'm like, come on, man.
And that's
what Ludacris like that. Ludacris, he didn't know what the hell that was. He's like, okay.
Because Ludacris had more international and national hits. And I noticed from me living in Atlanta and coming from New York, Atlanta has a total different set of legends that I've never heard of. And like the people that are popular here, I don't know any of their songs. I mean, I know T.I., I know Ludacris, Young Jock. Like it's a couple of them that I might know some of their songs,
Mhm.
but I mean they got real legends
They
out
got
here,
other
and
people, yeah.
I never even heard of them. I don't know what they look like, and I'm with them. I'm intermingling with them, and I
Mhm.
have no clue. I never heard their song.
Major over there. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a difference in when you trying to pair two categories up, and I think a lot of these verses haven't been so fair.
Well, they agree to it. It's a two-party thing. Some of them need to say no.
Some of them
like,
need to say no.
like what happened with that? I didn't really like the Ja Rule and Fat Joe joint. I didn't understand that one. But Ja
Yeah, that
Rule
was a
won.
weird. Yeah, some of these
Ja Rule did win.
matchups are weird still.
But when you think about it though, Ja Rule, his biggest only song that's not a girl song that was big for Ja Rule was New York.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And Fat Joe didn't have the commercial success that Ja Rule had.
Because
right.
I think
Ja
Fat
Rule was
Joe
a
was trying to do. He was trying to do
consecutive
what
top 10
Jadakiss
hit.
did.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to bring it like how Jadakiss did on Dipset, but he forgot that Ja Rule had all those hits.
Nah, he
And
thought
it's
it
a
was like, oh, you got girls. Because people, that's another thing I don't like. People, when one artist has a heavy female fan base, it's like a bad thing. Like, oh, only the girls like you. Yeah, but my shit's so loud, I'm getting that money though. You want
yeah.
a whole bunch of dudes come into your joint and possibly somebody gets shot, somebody step on somebody's Tim's and shit, some shit like that happen. You want that?
Right.
Well,
Like,
I remember
it's
reading.
good to have everybody, anybody that loves you is
Yeah,
a blessing.
because I
Right.
remember reading an interview with Tupac back in the day and Outkast, and that was their formula to hit up the females because they said where the females go, the
The
guys
men
go.
follow the females,
So
exactly. That never changed, never. Like, why would you make fun of somebody because most of your fans wear high heels? I'm like, when Cannabis said that about LL, I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? You coming after him with that? Even though he's a dope rapper, Cannabis? That's LL though. Like,
Yeah.
you might out rap him, you might be better than him on this song, but who on the
I
war
would
though?
like to see LL on the verses.
Huh?
I would like to see
Wait, they were
LL on the
saying
verses.
maybe him. They were saying maybe him and Busta.
yeah,
No, I
I
don't
heard
think
that.
with no
Yeah.
Buster though.
They were saying Busta and Missy, but I was like, hell no.
Oh, that's
I was hearing Nas at
That's the
LL
one
too.
they was pushing the most. But I was like, I'm gonna keep it
that's
real with you.
kind of heavy. That would be a good
I was like,
matchup.
yo, I don't knock Missy ever. Like, Missy is dope for the dance movie, like the dance movies and all that. If you're a dancer, because that's what she do. I'm not knocking Missy's songs like that, like for the lyrics and everything. You knock Buster's joints to your car.
Right.
You might have got pulled over messing with Buster in your car.
Who
Missy,
would you
come
think
on. I'm
would be
not.
a good lineup for LL?
Damn, that's another tough one. That's another tough one. He got too many iconic hits.
Yeah.
I don't know. They might need to leave him alone too. Plus, he just got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You need to leave him alone. I actually got to watch that later. They got it up now. Just in case you ain't see it.
What?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He performed with Eminem and all that. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. You need to watch that.
Oh,
Somebody
I'm
that's
posted
waiting
on
cool.
for
IG
the
earlier.
DMX documentary. I'm
Oh
waiting
yeah,
for the DMX documentary coming out on
that's hard.
November 25th. I can't wait. I can't wait for the
Definitely.
re-release of Stay Up. We're gonna re-release that on the official Earl Simmons Day, which is December 18th. And
That's his birthday,
I
right?
mean this yeah, it been really hard because we take for granted the last time we gonna see somebody or the last
Yeah.
time we gonna talk to them, or we always think we have more time with people.
Yeah.
And I always thought that I had more time and that it would be another day. I didn't, imagine those days coming to an end so quickly. So,
Yeah.
we can't sleep on no days that we're here. We got to make an impact every day. And we
Every
got to
day.
do what we doing every day
No
and
doubt.
making sure that we doing the right thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling that loss, man. Like that, I still ain't even really come to grips with that yet, man.
Yeah.
Him and a lot of other people. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
you can't mourn one death. As soon as you're trying to mourn one death, another one, here
It's
come another
another
one.
Yeah,
one.
no,
And
no,
here
It's
come
no.
another
another one
one.
after that.
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy. So at an alarming rate.
Yeah. We doing a lot more mourning than we doing living.
Exactly. And then if we don't have deaths coming out, you got people killing each other.
Yeah.
Another
At a
young man
rapid
died in
rate.
his own city. Another young man just got killed in his own city. Horrible.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Young Dolph.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. Like you can't even mind your business. You can't even mind your own business. That man was minding his own business, getting some cookies. Like who knew you was getting cookies? Who knew
Yeah,
where you
someone
were?
here, that
So it
happened in
took real
Toronto too.
strategy on another person's part to watch your every move. And we never know when someone is watching our every move.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
happened.
one thing. It's a lesson in that too. Boosie said it best. It's like when you get a certain amount of success, you need to move from where you're from.
Yeah.
But that's
It's just
sad
a
though.
smart thing to do.
That's
He's like,
sad. It
yo,
shouldn't be like
he said,
that. That's sad, man.
it's like, it's true though. I'm like, look, you're successful. You stay in the same place where you struggle at, and the same people you grew up with not is still struggling. You not your target. You need to
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, that's happened in Toronto with some of the artists.
That's like a
Those artists that
worldwide
was
thing.
gonna follow Drake that can't now, but they were on their way.
Mhm.
Same problem. Same problem.
It's just a worldwide thing. As soon as you're not struggling like your group, even some of the people you take with you still jealous. It's like it's
Yeah.
crazy. You can't trust
Yeah.
nobody. Like
Right.
Tupac said, trust nobody. The people that did him and people he looked out for, he gave money to, they still did him dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I usually when you see me, if I'm not at a function, I'm by myself.
Right.
Because it's just crazy. It's
Right.
sad. They like, oh, you need to get a team that you trust. I'm like, it's easy to say that, but
where they at?
Yeah.
and I'm real protective of my label. People come to me telling me, oh, yo, what's up with your label and all that? I'm like, I'm doing me. They want to be involved with it, but they got to go through a process first. It's not that simple. You're not going to tell me, yeah, I'm down with you and that's that.
Right.
You got to go through probation period and all that. Man, I'm not doing that. Like, I got family members I don't trust. I don't know you.
Right.
Like,
They looking for
we gotta
that
go through
buffet meal what they could take off your table.
exactly. And it's like some people, yo, I'm signing to you. I'm like, that's not how this shit works. You're not telling me you signing to my label and I'm signing you. Like, it's not going like that. No. Plus,
So
I
what
ain't
type
think,
of artists are you looking for when you do start accepting artists to your label? What type of artists are you looking for?
I'm not partial to the hip hop. Like, one thing I would like to have artists that have their own identity. I'm not trying to sign no carbon copy of nobody. Because I just don't believe in that. I ain't come from that school.
Right.
I came from, you had to be dope, you had to be original. That's what was embedded in me. So all of this, you guys, like these 20 dudes sounding like this one dude that's hot right now, I will never identify with that. It's
Right.
like weird. Like most of these dudes that rap now, they sound like either Pop Smoke, Fabio Foreign.
I don't even know who that is.
Fabio Foreign? You don't know Fabio? They all from kind of the same Pop Smoke.
What he sing?
You know, you ain't gonna know who he is. You know the last King Disease album Nas had?
The what?
King Disease. Nas. He had this song called Spicy. Everything Spice. Oh, you've been down there too long. Nas had a hot
even
song.
know Nas had another album.
No, Nas got a new album out now, King Disease 2, and you need to download it when we finish speaking. It's very dope. You'll love that album.
You surprisingly got Lauren. Lauren
He got Lauren out of retirement,
enough.
so you gotta listen to that.
Wow.
Got Lauren out of retirement.
Shout out to Nas. I
And I'm
definitely
gonna
got
say
to
one
download
line
that.
from what she said. I'm saving souls, and you still worry about my lateness. Like I'm just say that. You just listen to everything else she said.
Oh yeah, I definitely got to check that out.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Nas.
Lauren was spitting.
He's definitely the illest. Always been. I don't think nobody could touch him on a verses either.
He said he was not going to do it.
They got to leave Nas alone.
Yeah,
Nas is like a national treasure that you can't versus him.
So you can't.
Then he'll pull out. I Gave You Power, and then all that other stuff from Illmatic, and then the song from the barbecue. Like, it's just too much. He got too many iconic moments. It's just
what I wish we got was the Jay-Z and DMX when DMX wanted him. But I get why he did it. Jay-Z wouldn't even bother with that. But
Jay-Z was always in DMX's shadow. That's why.
Yeah. Always.
And you know what the thing is? I pay attention. I pay attention more than I should about everything. So when they was both the hottest artists on Def Jam, I pay attention to Jay-Z. You remember Hard Not Life Tour? You remember that, right?
Yeah.
That was Jay-Z's tour. But be clear who the headliner was. Be clear about that. That's DMX. When they did Money Cash Hoes, DMX come out. They forgot Jay-Z was on that damn stage. He was right next to him. What Jay-Z do? Not too short after that, he did a Money Cash Hoes remix with Rockefeller and put it on.
Yeah.
And put it on that soundtrack to that movie with that Asian dude, the Corruptor or something like that. Chow Yun-Fat and Mark Wahlberg movie. Mm-hmm. And it was like a soundtrack to that. That song was not as dope as the one he did with X. But he had to separate stuff from X because X was just killing all the energy. He was sucking it up. And when X is on the stage.
And they've been going through that since the beginning.
Since that battle that they won't never show.
Yeah, since
were you there for that? Were you there for that?
At the Jay-Z DMX battle.
Yeah, that one that they will never show. I
had a picture of them from that day.
They need to release it. I know somebody got it. They like, oh, it's not the copyright. They got all these excuses.
Sugeria probably got it.
They need to let us. Oh yeah, he probably the one. He was there, wasn't he? So he probably do got it. He the one that got stuff that nobody got too. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, X was just different. Like, that's just a dude. He had a connection with the people nobody had. Nobody had that.
Yes.
Not just here, everywhere.
Everywhere.
The whole world. By himself. This is a dude with whole asthma. Don't need no hype, man. With asthma and the energy that he had. Come on, man. And you mean to tell me this dude's in perfect health, can't rap without the vocals playing behind and all that? Just lazy.
Yeah, what is it with that? I do sometimes they call me out to judge a lot of showcases and things like that. And the person I always pick is the one that didn't sound like the rest of them. Sometimes I say, didn't he go already? And they're like, no, that's a different person.
Some of them do that though.
I said, well, did they use the same beat?
Some of them do, yeah, because a lot of that drill, everybody is drill first, drill music.
And I'm like, I just thought he went already. They look the same, they sound the same. So as soon as the first artists that come up that sound different, I pick them. I don't even care if they was whack. Just because you didn't sound like the rest of these people.
Originality, yep.
It's terrible.
But one thing I will say though, as far as only way that I'll rap over my song is if I didn't do a sound check and
their system messed up.
Exactly.
But then I'm gonna lip sync.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be. You're not gonna hear the words coming through the microphone while they're coming through the speaker.
No, the difference
they don't even have enough skill set to do that.
The difference with me though, I do it, but you can't tell because I sound exactly like the record. So people was like, I was at a show, they was like, yo, you just went, right? He said, you sound just like your song because it's so rare. Because when people rap over their song, they like turn it up a notch because they amped, but it sound crazy. Because you can hear the lyrics now playing, and you sound way higher. You way more energetic than you are in there, and it just sounds messy. So
I don't know, when did
when
they
I have
start
to use
doing that? When did they
Say again?
start having the rappers rap on their vocals? Because
when the rappers started getting lazy and not
Because
knowing what
they
doing.
don't do TV tracks. They don't want to do TV tracks in the studio. They don't want to get the instrumental no more. They want to. They so
just want
thirsty.
their song.
Or even
I
step
know-
further, they don't even want the shit that's mixed mastered. It's a rough copy. First off, and they never coming back because they don't want to pay to get it mixed. They don't want to pay to get it mastered.
Well, that's what a producer told me. Why sometimes the producer doesn't give them
Because those are
instrumental
different
content.
fees. They just want to pay the whatever the 50, the 30, whatever an hour to record it. And no matter how it sounds, some engineers, even when it's rough draft, sound good for some reason. Some guys, they leave it rough on purpose so you come back.
Right.
Some of these artists don't care. They just want it recorded. They out.
Right.
And they gonna hit the people with it.
Now you got
That's just how they rolling. So when I'm at shows now, DJ's like, yo, you the only one that had your joint master. I'm like, people just, they know, but it's just they want to cut corners.
Right.
Because they're going to upload it.
Corners ain't it.
They want to be lit for their people. They want to be lit on their block. They made it to them. They made it to them. So you like it, I love it. Whatever, man.
Once you get you a mixtape, you made it.
You get like a few followers. Get your little crew. Everybody rap. Like 10, 20 niggas, they rap. They all rap. They on stage with you. Y'all all jumping around doing. That's why you be thinking they the same people, because it be the same group. But they be soloists. It's weird. They
be switching mics. They be like, you get the mic this time.
No. They have their own sets, but they all together. See what I'm saying? They all solo artists, but they're crew.
Right.
So that's was like, didn't he go? Like, no, this is a new dude, but they all got the same style.
And they doing the same song and using the same.
Joint. I'm like, it sounds like a run-on sentence right now, yo. You're wild.
And speaking of followings, how can people follow you?
My IG 914 Struck, Twitter 914 Struck, TikTok 914 Struck. You know, I have my website out now. All my shows, upcoming events, XplosiveRecordsLLC.com.
How do you spell that? Explosive?
That's explosive without the E. It's important not to put the E. XplosiveRecordsLLC.com. All one word.
All right.
Google it, it comes up right away.
So when are they having another showing of the play, and where will it be?
Well, most likely it'll be probably beginning of next year, sometime in January in Manhattan. I'll have it on my website or upcoming events, because the Ghetto Chronicles shows part of my career, the intertwine with my music. So any upcoming dates on there, you can check it on my website. Everything I have, any shows, as far as my music or the play, it's gonna be up there.
Great, and it's been such a pleasure talking to you. I love talking to my fellow brethren, my fellow artists.
From the town,
been out there, been on the grind, and
know
what it's like for real. And is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to everybody that's been there from day one, all the new people I met during my journey. I don't want to say no names because I'm gonna end up leaving people out. So I just rather not say names. It's everybody. Y'all know who y'all are. Shout out to all my supporters. Shout out to all my naysayers too, because y'all all give me the same energy. They give me the same fuel. So I use them all for the same thing. My supporters and the naysayers, they all serve the same purpose to me. So
they're important.
Give me the energy.
Well. They're very important as well.
Yes.
And I like how you said that naysayers. Most people say haters, but like you said, they all give the same energy, and they put gas in our tank.
and they actually love you too, but a lot of them love you too, but they don't like that everybody else showing you love, so they want to be different and go another way with it. But because
Right,
my whole
right,
thing is, if you don't like somebody, why are you giving them so much energy? Why are you talking about it? If you don't can't stand that person, you don't like that person, you won't give them another thought. That's how
right.
I am. Anybody I don't like, I don't talk about. I don't think
There's
about them.
no
I ain't
need.
watching their page. I'm not watching what they're doing. I don't
Right,
care.
right.
But if you say you don't like, you can't stand me. That's why I did a song about it. Undercover Fan.
That's
That's
my song.
it.
You know that. You know that Undercover Fan is my song.
That's what's up. I
Because
appreciate
it's
that.
real and it means a lot. And I believe a lot of people could identify with that, even if you're not into music, just in life. People
Mm-hmm.
be undercover fans of regular people and they watching you and sweating you and trying to see how you moving and hating on how you moving, or even if they liking how you moving. It's always somebody watching.
Yeah,
Undercover
that's the
fan.
creepy thing too, because people I had no idea was watching me. They'll see me in person. Be like, yeah, I saw you got this, that. I'm like, because I'm used to all the people that support me. They say something. They let me know. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yo, those are the scary ones. The ones that don't say anything, and then you
Yeah,
see, oh yeah, you
yeah,
doing. I'm
yeah,
like, oh, you gotta watch. You gotta have your antennas up. I'm like, oh, these
yeah,
people are really on the low shit. Like that can go
yeah,
another way too. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
could be watching your like a routine, like casing you out for a setup and shit.
Right,
So all of these things that's tragic, there's still lessons to me, and that's another
yeah,
reason why I stay on point with a lot. Like
right,
when you get to a certain level, it's important you have professional security. Not your man,
yeah,
not
right,
your man that just came home.
right.
Professional armed security. Forget what do. Oh, you soft and all that. Yo, if you're worth a lot of money
You got to
and you
protect
moving
that
around
investment.
getting money, you need to have that in place. Because
Yeah,
soon something happen to you, what they gonna say? The first thing, what was the security at? The same ones that say you soft for having it. You don't have it. Something happened to you. Where was the security at? Why you didn't have security? It's just always
different
got
levels,
something.
different devils.
It's just you just gotta be realistic about your situation.
Yeah,
Everybody do not love you when you're up there like that, when you're moving, and they not. They're just gonna resent you.
right.
They deflect how they feel about themselves onto you. It
Yeah.
don't even be about you, but they're gonna use you
They make it
as a
about you though.
scapegoat of
Right.
why they ain't do it. We all got the same 24 hours.
Yep.
So I'm like, yo, you can all that energy you using to hate could turn that into inspiration, be inspired by that person. Oh,
Right.
he inspired me to do that. That's why I got to where I got. I see
Right.
people doing what they doing. I'm like, all right, he inspired me to want to be better.
I try to surround myself with people that are where I'm trying to go because they already got there, so they know how to get there and they could show me. If I keep surrounding myself around the people that want the same thing I want and never got past me, like they say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you in the wrong room.
Exactly. That's a
Yeah.
fact. That's a fact. You got to be around people that's doing better than you if you want to
Yeah.
achieve the next level.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
yeah,
Everybody love you when y'all all broken, messed up together. Everybody love you.
Right.
And I had to deal with it with music in the beginning. Like I was always in any group I was in, I was always one of the standout, most felt rappers. And then I started seeing the snake side. I was naive when I was younger. I thought we was all on the same team.
Right.
If one of us make progress, it's for everybody. That's what I
Right.
was thinking. Because I just
Right.
didn't have that hate for nobody. And
Right.
my crew, I'm like, if one of us get it, all right. Just like what happened with Woo. All of them was dope.
Right.
When they broke up and did, meth, went to Def Jam,
Right.
they supported that.
Right.
Ray and Ghost went to RCA, did the loud thing. Like everybody had their own separate shit, but
Right.
everybody was still woo. It was still family.
Right.
These dudes, oh, why he get it? Why did he get it? Not me. Like we was just fam. Like last week, we was all
Right.
love.
You wanted
Now
to see
you
me
hate
win a week ago until I won.
until I'm winning. Now
Right.
it's F him. Why him instead of me? You ain't
Right.
that. You ain't all that. And then you turn into an op
Right.
overnight.
Right.
I ain't never did that to none of my people, but it happened to me more than once. And people don't.
Right.
Some of them don't know. I know about it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Little slick shit here and there. I seen like I'm like, all right. I see how you moving, but I just keep it to myself. Like I watch people play themselves, and I just like, all right.
I lost a lot of friends along the way as well. And people that I thought would be there wasn't there, and people were there for no reason, the wrong reasons, and sometimes you don't see it because you want that support. You want that, you want that team. That's something that you want, you desire. You want to have a group of people that grind with you, that when I eat, we all gonna eat. But sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
It's sad. And then the other thing is like you'll meet a new person that's more loyal and more about you than people you grew up with. They don't want to hate on her. Why you with that new nigga?
Yeah. And it's like
official.
because they believed in me when you didn't.
And they unconditionally rock with me.
Right.
And
History and loyalty is people get history confused with loyalty.
Exactly.
Just because I knew you for a long time doesn't mean that you're more loyal to me than somebody I just met.
Exactly.
Because just because we have history don't mean we have loyalty.
That's people's famous line. Oh, who you knew longer? Like, don't mean nothing to me. You could have been plotting on me from day one. Like, what are you talking about? You was trying to learn me from back then.
Right.
Miss me with that. Like, that don't hold no bearing. They try to make it like, we go back further than me and try to do that. I'm like, nah, this ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nothing.
We're not doing that. We're just not doing that.
Yeah. So it's definitely been a pleasure talking to you, Destructo.
Likewise.
Xplosive Records and
boom.
Yes, I love to say. How can people buy your t-shirts?
Oh, you can hit me up on that website, message me, or hit me up on IG. And I have the online store set up soon. I'm working on that. So I have the shirts, I have the hoodies, all of that. I'm actually working on the store right now. So y'all can everything will be up there. So I don't got to keep doing that myself. I have my store set up, so that could be sent.
I love the building. I love the growth that I've seen in you. I've always respected you as a person, a man, and an artist. And I say a person first, a man second, and an artist third, because besides you being an artist, I've never seen you not be a real individual, a stand-up individual. Yeah. And I watched you work hard, and I watched you pay your own way. And no doubt. That's very important, and I definitely appreciate you. And I will always be here to support you, as well as Worldwide Entertainment TV.
You know you got mine too. You already know.
Yes. And,
you just need to come up here more. You just need to come back up here more so we can, so we can chop it up and shit. You be there too long.
When it get warm. I don't play with that New York in the cold no more.
I hear you. I feel you.
We still wearing t-shirts outside.
Yeah, don't rub it in. Don't do that. Because the wind is killing us up here right now. The wind. It ain't even cold yet. The wind killing us though. The wind got it feeling like 20 degrees right now. Feel like Chicago up here right now.
In fact, most we doing is a hoodie. If I gotta go past a hoodie, I'm not going outside.
I had a winter coat on this weekend. So yes, it's about to be on.
Welcome to up north, man.
I already know where it is with you up there. I know y'all probably had snow already. I do want to come up there. I do definitely want to. That's one of my places I want to go. Toronto, definitely. That's facts. Man.
Somebody got to pay a price for that freedom.
They're trying to take that away.
Yes.
They're trying to take that away.
It's definitely been a pleasure, Destruct. And
Likewise.
we will be following up with you. You got to come back when the album drops.
No
We're
doubt,
gonna
no
be,
doubt.
on that
I'm coming back when
website.
the video drop. The I'm Liddy. That's the new joint that's out right now. Doing very well on Apple Music. It's killing on Apple Music and all the other platforms as well. It's out everywhere. I'm Liddy by Destruct. Distruck. That's how you spell my name. If you want to search for me, Google and verified on Google. Oh, why I got you here? I need you to hit up my bro Showtime. There's a new app Soulja Boy just started. Y'all need to get on that ASAP. It's called Candid.
Candid.
Kandid. It's a new
Okay.
app.
Candid?
And
Candid?
I'm Soulja Boy's app. I'm Candid. And it's
Okay.
an interactive app. It's brand new. So it's pure right now. There's no algorithm thing. It's like anybody that's connected with you is actually following you. It's very interactive.
Yeah.
You can get a whole lot of new listeners, a whole lot of new relationships on it. I just got onto it this weekend.
All right.
So Showtime is the one you need to look at for that. Like, get you to the next level on that because he's part of the panel there.
Right.
So he's in control of the battle rap segment of that app because he has the battle rap league.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I'm gonna definitely link y'all up with him.
Yes,
good,
definitely.
Man. Yeah.
We gotta have
And
him
it's
on the
brand
show.
new, so we gotta get on it right now before they start putting their Bible in it, like YouTube Bible.
Yeah.
So we gotta get them
we start
early,
getting in trouble on there already.
Well, no, that one is wide open right now. You know Soulja Boy is wild, so you know his app is wild.
I don't know what to say about him, that guy.
Wow,
that's must see TV though. He's the one that started shop. Say what you want about him musically. He's the first one that put the all of the power in the artist's hands.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He showed us a new way.
Yeah, he took advantage of the social media right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because before that,
I think he was
everybody
kind
was
of
like,
the first one to go viral on.
Yeah, he was.
Musically, he was the first. He was the prototype.
Yeah, musically, he was.
First one.
Yeah.
He's correct about that.
I'm not going to sit here and say I loved his music because I didn't. I'm not a fan of him as far as music. Only song of his I like was Turn My Swag On. I don't listen to nothing else he did. But I recognize him for what he did.
Yeah, the contribution.
He's a trendsetter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people follow suit, watching what he did and implementing it in their own hustle. And they've gotten good. Even like dudes like Jay Electronica said that. He's like, yo, I started getting more in tune with the social media and helped my career.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of guys that they're on the low with it. They might be on the low with it with us, but using that platform, they can tour and do shows in other countries and stuff and be on the low with it.
Virtual, right.
Facts.
That's right.
That's one thing I got to get more into doing that. Yes.
It has been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Shout out to you, Kevin, Worldwide Entertainment TV.
Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out Yonkers. Shout out Atlanta.
No doubt. Shout out Toronto. We're going to definitely do this again, man.
Yes.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yes, appreciate you coming. And
I'm going to give you that info, too. I'm going to give you that info ASAP.
All right. We'll let you know. We can't wait to have you on again and keep up the good work.
Thank you. You as well. Take care.
All right.